chat anymore. Well, for one thing, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking a gingerbread keto chow.
Ooh, yum.
It's delicious.
I am still drinking coffee, so I feel like we can still technically call it a coffee chat.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I have been doing decaf on our Tuesday coffee chats, but I had a decaf this morning and I just struggled to finish it. And I was like, I do not want another one. It's so weird how
it's
my
very
taste.
sad.
It is kind of sad, but then it's also just really interesting, like how much of our desires and our wants are shaped by outside forces. That's what I've been thinking about. Like
Huh.
without the influence of having been having caffeine,
Yeah,
I don't want it.
that's
It's
interesting.
kinda like when you detox
Detax.
detox
We're detaxing over here.
exactly. When you detox from sugar, it's just it doesn't have the same hold over you, like, the
Right.
outside
That's
force
valid.
of sugar that's really, a big player. It's not I don't think it's the only thing, but it's a big player in, like, your desires and your likes, like, "Oh, I'm just such a sweet tooth," and then some
Yeah,
people, they'll go so far as to not be a sweet tooth anymore, and it's just
yeah,
like
sure.
so it's like these outside influences that dictate what we like, and we think it's
Yeah,
us, but it's not.
that's interesting. I mean,
Mhm.
I for one am
Right.
satisfied whether it is black coffee of the caffeinated variety or the decaf, or
Yeah,
if it's coffee with cream, or if it is like a homemade creamer that I've made. Like, I like coffee in all its forms.
mhm,
And I'm, with the exception of like ones that have like actual sugar in them. At
yeah,
certain points, it's like, this feels a little bit less like it's just like giving a hint of flavor. It feels like it's giving like I'm a melted milkshake kind of a sensation in my mouth. And so
mhm,
those I'm not so down with. But whenever it's just like some hot coffee, splash of cream or something, if I'm
mhm,
feeling fancy, or a splash of creamer, like
yeah,
homemade style creamer, I'm like, I'm in.
yeah,
Decaf, regular, does not matter.
yeah, and I mean, maybe I just never really liked it that much.
Maybe so.
I mean, but I did like it, like, I did, but then as soon as I, have that
Removed it.
removed it, I don't know, it's so weird. It's messing with my brain.
What if
Okay,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was
I
gonna say,
was
well,
gonna change
what if
topics.
that was the argument that vegans used against carnivores? Like, well, if you just removed carnivorous foods from your life, then you wouldn't crave them anymore.
That's true. Although I feel like I've witnessed so many cases where that was not what happened. It's like vegans yeah, I've heard about, like, vegans, gals that are pregnant and they're, like, just craving like, one story of a gal, I don't even remember who it was, but how they would hide in the closet and eat a hamburger because they were so ashamed, but they needed it, like, their bodies were just like, "I have to have this."
That is
Um,
that is entertaining, and it's also
yeah,
interesting the whole like shaming of food
yeah,
categories. I mean,
yes.
like, I feel like we probably shame them a little bit to a certain degree, but I feel like the only food category really worthy of shame is going to be like the vegetable oils.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's
yeah,
the only
just
one.
ultra processed garbage, which is gonna include vegetable oils, so I guess it all is under the vegetable oil
That umbrella is just really like that's the one. That's the one
yeah,
that you're mm-mm,
it's
that's
pretty
the
bad.
hard no.
It's pretty bad. Okay, so, your background is different,
My
than
background is
normal.
different. Yeah. I'm not in Ohio. I'm in Pennsylvania right now. We came to my husband's family's house so that we could do Thanksgiving. And I didn't know for a fact that I would be able to like pop in, but I felt like, I think we can make this work. So
Oh,
we
just
committed
an
and
hour
here
of
we
your
are. I know it's just an hour. It's no big deal.
yeah. Well, we are, like, doing nothing for Thanksgiving, which is fantastic.
That's
Um
lovely.
We do have a, like, Saturday Thanksgiving dinner with friends, so we will have something, but not on Thanksgiving Day.
Sure.
So we're
Hmm.
just gonna have a quiet family Thanksgiving Day. It's gonna be super nice, and
That
life
sounds
has been
great.
crazy, so
Simple.
yeah,
Are y'all
yeah.
taking a break from lesson work and stuff?
Not intentionally. Like, we have the habit of doing schoolwork on any days where it works out to do
Uh-huh,
schoolwork.
uh-huh. So you're like,
So,
it's Saturday, but also we could get some stuff done. Let's
we
put the
literally
books.
do that where it's like, if there's nothing else planned on the Saturday, we'll go ahead and do schoolwork because, oftentimes we'll take a Tuesday off, because
Right.
we do have something planned. So it's very flexible. And so during holiday times and summer and stuff like that, it ends up that we have more days where we don't do school, but we don't
Mhm, mhm.
intentionally say, okay, we're having a break from here to here, if that makes sense.
Sure. It's
They're
sort
doing
of
school today.
uh-huh,
The
uh-huh,
day
uh-huh.
before Thanksgiving, yes. And then we're supposed to go on a hike with some friends on Friday,
Mhm.
uh, so they won't be doing school on Black Friday.
Well, there you go.
So, I mean, it's just yeah, all the things.
Mhm, mhm.
Speaking of Black Friday,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Good
in
old
the
Black
chat
Friday.
say that again?
Good old Black
Oh,
Friday.
no. Don't we
Keeping
love
these companies in business.
it? Yeah. We're going on a hike on Black Friday. We're not going
Black Friday
shopping.
shopping.
I don't tend to do, like, store shopping on Black Friday ever,
I've
but the
done it
online
once.
deals, yeah. Yeah, I did it, like, when I was younger and I was kinda first on my own, I was like, "I'm gonna" because my mom would never really do it. I mean, it'd be really rare, and so when I, was on my own, I'm like, "I'm gonna do it," and I did it 1 year and I was, like, completely disappointed. It was such a letdown, and I'm like, "I'm never doing that again," after, like,
Right. This was
spending in
dumb.
line
Why did we spend
outside
our
of a
lives?
store. Yeah,
It's
I, like
not worth the hype.
yeah, I got there early, like, I was like, "I'm gonna, do the whole Black Friday thing," and it was
Yeah.
so lame. Anyways, that's like retail stores. The online deals,
Totally
that's
different story.
that's where I enjoy doing those.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
yeah, so as like, how it's gone the last few years is Black Friday, starts, like, earlier and earlier. It's
Black
not
Friday is actually starting around Labor Day, starting 2024.
exactly.
But
Like,
then
what is the deal with that?
2025, it starts on July 5th as soon as all the Independence Day sales are done.
Yes, it's crazy, but, like, okay. There are a few companies that do wait until Black Friday and,
I
surprise
appreciate
everybody.
that so
It's so
much.
fun. It's so fun. But I did want to try to go over all of the deals, that we know of at this point. Obviously, there's some that are coming that are not released yet.
For
Um,
sure.
but before that, I wanna say hi to the Keto Road.
Hi, Jonathan Shane. Also,
Jonathan Payne is
am I
here.
laggy?
Not to me.
Okay, phew.
Yeah. Jonathan, let us know if you're doing any kind of a Black Friday deal, if you can.
I feel like he said something, I've got stuff for y'all, so maybe he has some sort of a special deal for
Yeah,
his
well, if there's
for his
anything you wanna
family.
share it. Otherwise, keep it a secret. It's
For
fine.
sure.
Either way is fine.
Yeah.
Um, so
I
are
tell you
there
what,
any go ahead.
the energized reds, we used to use the Zip Fizz for my youngest as like her hot tea in the mornings. And once we were totally done with all of those, we switched over to the energized reds. She's all
Mm,
about it. She's all
yeah,
about it.
that
It's
stuff
an
is
only
so
morning
good.
time thing for her, and it's like a quarter of a serving because she's a child and no supplements are recommended for children or nursing or pregnant women. So
Yeah,
it is
without
not.
speaking to your doctor first, which I'm sure you did.
You must always speak to your healthcare practitioner before you do anything aside from breathing air, and even that's questionable. But she really loves the energized reds. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love the energized reds
Yeah,
too.
me too. It's so good. Okay, he says there could possibly, just
Ooh,
possibly,
ooh, ooh.
be a big release and sale on Friday. Everyone tune in on Friday, very possibly. Okay,
Oh,
I wanted to mention that I've been working out a lot more than previous. And so I joined a boot camp that's 2 days a week. I've been walking, like an hour and a half nearly every morning. Like, I've been working out. And I have used the pre-workout from Jonathan, and let me tell you what, it works. Like, I could feel it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to describe, like and I can feel it, like, physically, like, under my skin, But then
Ooh, in a
working
good way.
out, I had a lot more, I don't know,
Stamina?
like I could do more. I don't know. Like, I don't know all the things about it, but it worked. So anyways, if anyone is in need of a pre-workout, like I highly recommend that one.
Plus, you're
Okay,
supporting a small business that is that's the way we should be steering these
yeah,
directions.
and all you have to do is go check out Jonathan's Instagram stories, and you see his little daughter there, and you're like, I'm
Cute.
supporting her.
That's right. That's right.
Pretty great. Okay, so the do you have any big sales that you wanted to shout out?
I don't know, but the Netherlands are calling.
Oh
Uh,
my.
so I am gonna be releasing my video for Keto Chow tomorrow. I decided to wait until the last possible minute because
Me too.
some Thursdays people like Thursdays Thanksgiving, and sometimes people are like, I kind of need some escape from all the chaos that might be happening in your world. So,
Like, let me just
um,
take a long bathroom break and watch a YouTube video. I may or may
or
not
just
have done that in my past.
sometimes you just got to go take a minute because it's just overwhelming and you just need something to detach your brain and be able
Yes,
to regroup.
yes,
But then also Perfect Keto has theirs going on until
yes.
Friday. So there's actually ends on Friday where you can get I can't even remember all the details, to be honest. I know
Up
it's the buy
to
more save
40%.
more. Yeah, so you can save up to 40% if you buy 5 items or more. That's literally the only time that it's ever worthwhile to like stock up.
Yes,
Unless there's like something that you must have, that's the
yes.
time to do it. And my absolute favorite, MCT in the strawberry flavor and the collagen in strawberry.
Yes.
Those rank at the top of my list for them. So
Yeah, I also love the chocolate. Their MCT chocolate and
yeah,
collagen chocolate, like, the flavor of the chocolate is really, really good.
good. Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
fantastic.
I did a peppermint ice creamy, like a creamy, Ninja creamy, but I
Mhm,
did it with vanilla keto chow,
mhm.
vanilla MCT powder from Perfect Keto, and just a little bit of the peppermint extract. I feel like we talked about this last week. We
We
must have.
have talked about it on Marco Polo.
Maybe so, but I
I
tell
think
you
what?
what,
So the people
adding
have not heard it yet.
adding that little scoop of the MCT oil and vanilla
Ooh,
really amped up that candy cane kind of feel to that like vanilla peppermint
mhm,
thing. That was actually like I was surprised at how much I liked the vanilla MCT oil powder added to that mix.
hmm,
So
interesting.
that was a for sure winner for me. So I feel
Yeah.
like the only MCT oil flavors that I'm not super like jazzed about are cinnamon toast and peanut butter. Like those are not my personal
Oh, okay.
preference, but I know that they've got like tremendous reviews from others.
Yeah, yeah. I did the cheese.
Aha, Crystal said I did talk about it last week.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I
At
started talking about
least
it and I was
other
like, I feel
people are
like
remembering things for us. I can never sort out all the conversations.
so
Um,
many
oh
times
yeah, I
to
did the cheesecake cup video, and that was for the Perfect Keto sale. That one uses the cinnamon toast. So if someone has the cinnamon toast and they, like you don't care for it so much in the drinks, maybe try using it up in a recipe. That
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
would work great. Those
Yeah.
were really good. Trying to think. They're paring down their, product
Offerings.
line, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really know all of the things that are going away, although
Yeah.
they said that the free gifts that you get if you order a certain amount are
Mm-hmm.
end of life products, which sounds so terrible.
End of life?
End of life, EOL.
Yeah,
Um,
when I saw that, I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that just means that they're not long for this world. And so I've gone in a couple different times and like added stuff to my cart to see what the free gift pops up as.
Yeah.
Just that's something that's going away apparently. And one of them was the barista blend maple spice. And then the other one was a keto bar chocolate
The
chip cookie
chocolate
dough.
chip. Yes, that's
So
what it
I was
popped up
like,
for me whenever I went in and started adding stuff to my cart. I was like, not the chocolate chip. That's
yeah,
like that's like a staple.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they pare down. But then also, I've been chatting with the new owner, the people that were previously they helped start the company and then they bought and ended up buying it back. And so I've been chatting back and forth a little bit with him, and they're talking about being really excited with all kinds of new stuff that they're going to do, and like kind of like new life to the company. So I think there's going to be some cool things coming up from them.
That'll
But
be
then at
very
the same time,
exciting.
some of the older stuff is gonna be going away, so,
Maybe they're
that's
coming out
really
with new formulations or something, or maybe they're
maybe.
coming out with something that doesn't have the chocolate parts that melt the
Oh
second that you
gosh,
look at them.
wouldn't that be great? Yeah. That is like, I love the peanut butter chocolate chip bars, but I'm like, I can't order them in the summer. I just
Yeah,
like, I can't do it. I
and you
have to
cannot
order
leave
them in
them in
the
your
dead of
car.
winter. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't leave them, like, in your purse. You gotta yeah, anyways. But, I mean, it's real food, so what are you gonna do?
it's valid.
We it's like we want it to be real food, and then we also want it to act like not real
Not
food.
real food.
Like, you
Could you
can't have
act
both.
like fake food, but be
Exactly.
real?
Exactly. Okay,
We want
so
authenticity.
Perfect Keto sale going on now. We both have links, for those. I didn't go and put all of the links in the description yet, but I'll try to do that after,
Mm.
um, just to have them all there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, because they give us a special link for the Black Friday sale. I don't know if you click on my regular link. I think it'll probably still work, honestly. They're not gonna not give you the deal.
Honor it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know how that works. I know
Not either.
uh yeah, I know that there's no coupon code, so that's a
Yeah,
win.
no coupon code. And I think if you just go straight to the website, like,
You
you
could
get the
also get
deals. I
that
can't imagine if you clicked on one of our regular links, it would not give you the deals. That would be weird.
for
Anyways,
sure.
um, Beyond Perfect Keto, Equip is having another sale. They just had one that was really good, and this one is also really good. But it's a different format. It's like the tiered sale. So you can get up to that 25% off, just like the last sale, but you have to buy 4 or more items. You
Mhm.
could also do a subscription, and if you do a subscription, you get 30% off the first month's subscription. So that's a really big discount.
Discount.
But I also noticed that my Indigo coupon code was stacking on top of that.
What?
I don't know about the subscription. I didn't check if I tried to subscribe, if it would give me that. But if you got the 25% discount, the Indigo 15% came off as well. So it was more than
Ooh.
25%.
I gotta math that for just a second. Keep
Yeah,
talking. You're doing
so
great.
yeah, it's not so you it's not 40%
No,
off
uh-uh.
because it takes the 25% and then it takes the 15% off of the total after anyways, all the math. So anyways, that could potentially be like a really, really good deal. I think it's always confusing. Sometimes coupon codes are one-time use, so if you've already used it, it may not apply, but the wording from the information I got sounded like it still applies. So anyways, just try it
Yeah.
and see what happens and see if it gives you the 25 and then the 15 with
Well, and
Indigo.
technically that does give you a 36.25% discount.
I mean,
So,
how can you beat that? Like, Equip rarely goes above 20%. Like, when I do a really special deal with them, it'll be 20% discount. So
yeah,
30% even is amazing for them.
amazing.
Yeah.
But then yeah, like you're getting more than
Mm.
35%
Yeah. And they
off of
have
that
the iced coffee flavor of the
flavor.
Prime Protein that is shipping soon and
Yeah.
pre-order now. They have the salted caramel, they have the peanut
Mhm.
butter, they have the chocolate, of course, which is my favorite.
Fan favorites.
I found that when I'm ordering, it's like if I order 1 salted caramel, 1 peanut butter, and 1 iced coffee, I have to
Yeah.
order 3 chocolate because
To
I
compensate.
use chocolate so much more than any of the other flavors. It's like double the amount of all the other flavors combined. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my top fave. So that is going on starting today through the 27th.
Oh wow.
Um,
All the way through
yeah.
Cyber Monday.
Yes. So they're on for a while. A couple others. Oh, we should talk about Keto Chow. Their
Heck yeah.
sales are not live yet, but they will be,
Friday.
depending on how you look at it or what time zone you're in, it'll be either Friday or Thursday night because they're
Mhm.
going live at midnight Eastern time.
Mhm.
So for me, I'm, one of the lucky ones, and that's gonna be 9 PM
So
on
not
things.
even bedtime.
Exactly. I don't even have to stay up late. So anyways, their sales are 10% off. I have it right here in front of me. 10% off store wide, and that includes my chow boxes, which is pretty
Which is
cool.
banana sandwich.
Yeah, you
That's
just have
crazy.
yeah. You just have to use the coupon code Black Friday. And then and I should say these sales are going to go from Friday to Monday, so the 24th through the 27th. If you spend $100, you get $10 store credit. Spend $200, get $25 store credit. Spend $300, get $40 store credit.
Mhm.
And then they have a couple deals. If you've never tried Keto Chow before, if it's your first time ordering, you can get the Essentials Kit for 56% off, which is
Mhm.
crazy. And then they have a new custom starter kit, and I think that sounds like you get to pick your own flavors in your starter kit, and that is 56% off for new customers only. So, and wait, that's not all. They also have the mystery flavor that is releasing midnight
Friday.
Eastern time Friday. Yeah. It's right in here. Like I'm looking at it. Like I know what flavor it is. It's right there. I can see it. I could just pull it out and show it to you right now.
Cheater. How do you know? You shouldn't have looked whenever you mixed it up.
I had to film my video.
You
Yeah.
should have had Levi mix it up because
Oh,
is he reading like super proficiently?
oh no, not at all.
So it would have been wise to have him mix it up. And then you could have been mysteriously just like
Yes.
experiencing the flavor yourself.
Yes. So I did have Jeff taste it blind. So at some point, like when the flavor is actually released, you guys will see his initial reaction. Um,
Mm.
is really good. My video is also gonna come out tomorrow. I've just had so many like, trying to line up videos for this week when everyone's having different sales at different times, and whew, it's been crazy. So that one's gonna come out tomorrow night.
It's
I'm gonna
kind
try to put it out tomorrow night, like, after around the same time that they actually
of
have the stuff
release it.
ready for sale.
Yeah. It's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Not a bad plan.
Yes. So that's the Keto Chow goodness. So those deals are not available yet, but they will be tomorrow
Soon
night,
and very
Friday morning.
soon.
Um, there are other sales that are coming that have not been announced yet, so I'm not gonna, do any spoilers, but I'm planning to do some kind of a video, whether it's a live or whatever, on Friday when all of the sales are going, and just do a rundown of all of them. A couple more smaller ones I have here are Chipmunk Baking. They do all the delicious cookies and keto bites. Their Black Friday sale is going on now, and it's $5 off orders of $50, $15 off of orders over $75, and then $25 off orders over $100.
Mm.
So that's a good one for stocking up on cookies. Also, Keto Cracked. They do those incredible peanut butter caramel crunch
Andes.
bars. Yes, I mean, I like the peanut butter caramel crunch, like, just give me that and I'm happy. Like, those are the best. They're doing 15% off everything, with the coupon code Black Friday 23. And then they also have a build your own box that they just started, and you can get 20% off your first box with that. So, all kinds of good deals. Let us know in the comments if there is any other deals that you guys know of and you would love to pass on. That would be fantastic. Is there any other ones that you can think of?
No, not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've not really been paying super close attention to anything other than the Perfect Keto and the Keto Chow one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's a lot. It's a
there's
lot.
so many things, so
Yeah.
many things.
Yeah. So Patty says couldn't use the code with the subscription on the
Okay.
equip, but she said it was a better deal to do the 25% off and then add the coupon code. So definitely
Like,
take advantage of that. All right, we basically have been ignoring the chat this whole time, which is so horrible. But we appreciate everyone being here. Platte River Keto is here. Everyone's saying happy
hello.
Thanksgiving. Yes, I hope you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you guys celebrate.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. I'm
Is
trying to
anybody having a non-traditional Thanksgiving dinner?
Dean.
Dinner. I was trying to say meal and dinner. So
Mm,
dinner.
bye.
That's a good time.
Um,
We are having pork barbecue and
nice.
roasted Brussels sprouts, and I know there's going to be rutabaga. There will be some for sure non-keto things, and I just put into the fridge to set up a keto chow cheesecake, no bake style cheesecake, and I'm excited about that. And
What flavor?
it was supposed to be with gingerbread, but I decided to
Mm,
bring pecan sticky bun with me, and it tasted quite
oh, so
nice,
good. Oh my gosh.
quite nice indeed.
Okay. Sylvia says, bummed that Perfect Keto is out of the salted caramel MCT. I know.
Uh,
There's a few things outside. I think they already sold out of the chocolate MCT.
I tell you what, though, their
Okay.
salted caramel exogenous ketones base, like that is an intense flavor. I feel like they're like, if you've ever tried that one, it is so intense to where it's just like it's sickeningly sweet for my palate.
Oh, I think it's
And it's like
horrible.
you
I'm not gonna mince words on that one. The base, I only have tasted the salted caramel, so I can't talk about the other one, but it's terrible.
I feel like the strawberry lemonade one, that one is easily tolerable.
Is it
Like
good?
that
Oh,
one doesn't, I don't have any problems with. But
yeah.
salted caramel is so sickeningly sweet that
Yes.
it's hard to navigate that
Well,
one.
ketones taste terrible, and so, like, the things that people add to try to make them taste good, it's just like, oh, it's like
It's
it's all
much.
terrible. It's
It's
too much.
much.
Yeah, so like, I got the salted caramel base, and I just used it a few times, and I'm like, "If I drink this, I'm not doing it for flavor. It
That's
is
right.
purely for how it makes me feel," and it didn't really end up adding a whole lot to my life, and so I'm like, "It's not worth it." The flavor is
Right.
so
Yeah. It's like one of those like value propositions. Is the pain worth the result? And I still can't quite discern whether or not it is, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't been consistently doing the base. Like I've
Yeah,
tasted
well,
them and then kind of like left them in the cabinet.
yeah. I found that, besides the ketone IQ, which is a different
Hmm.
kind of ketones.
Yeah, aren't those ketone esters?
Yes. The other ones, I forget what the other
The
ones, but
BHBs.
BHB, they mess with my digestion. So I
Oh,
feel like I have to take them, regularly in order to see any effect,
but
but
then your stomach says no, this is not good.
no, yeah, and then when my stomach says, "No, this is not good," I don't think I'm getting the effect of it because it's just going straight through me. So, I
Yeah,
don't really know how it affects me just because I haven't been consistent with taking it, uh,
sure.
to see. I'd have to
Hmm.
it just hasn't been worth it because it's so bad. Like, I tried, another brand, it's the one that Dom D'Agostino recommends,
Okay.
um I forget what it's called. Anyways, it's same thing. It's like they added so much sweetener to it to try to cover up the awful taste of the ketones that it just makes me sick to my stomach. So my body knows that it makes me ill. So like just the taste of it just starts to make me ill, like
Just the
so
thought, the
exactly.
memory of it just
And I'm
makes your
like,
body start to churn like, oh, I'm gonna die.
yeah, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. Now, uh Jonathan's pre-workout has some BHB, but it's a pretty small amount, and so that I can tolerate.
Oh, there
That
you go.
I do fine with. But when I'm
And
trying to take just a whole dose of
just
ketones,
straight up,
oh man.
yeah.
Oh
I
man.
do. I do wonder if like balancing it out with like other amino acids, because I'm assuming it's amino acids that are in this pre-workout of some sort.
Amino acids and other things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming like whenever you can mix it with other compounds to try to like give you a different benefit. I wonder
Yeah.
if your body can sort of handle those things better because it's not just out there like single
Yeah.
input
Just
compound type
adding a
thing.
whole bunch. Yeah. Anyways. Nancy says no turkey for her. Come on, thing. There we go. Ribeye. Hey, that sounds like a
Oh,
fantastic Thanksgiving.
I'm all in on a ribeye.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, from Steph, have you tried Dr. Boz's pucker up ketones? I have
I have
not. And
not.
but I my assumption about those is that they don't have all the flavor and stuff added. It's just a tiny little shot. So I think I'd be more likely to try that than to try something that's like dressed up to try to make it taste good because that just
Yeah.
does not work.
And I feel like
But
even the ketone IQ, like that shot that was like,
mm,
I don't know if it was a 1 ounce container
yeah, one
or
or two,
what,
probably
but I
one.
tell you what, even trying to drink that thing down, that took some fortitude that I didn't know that I needed.
Yeah. Ooh, it's yeah, pretty crazy. Ooh, Debbie says enchiladas.
That sounds delightful.
That does. All right, let's see. Oh, Magic Spoon cereal has a Black Friday deal. Have you tried Magic Spoon cereal?
I have not.
I haven't
Um,
either.
I have not. They actually sell it at our grocery stores in our town, which is impressive. And I just have not chosen to do that.
Yeah, I've noticed it in stores recently as well. Oh, Jared's
Hey, Neely.
here. Hi, Jared.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing very well.
I
Okay.
told him that he should
Happy
join me.
Thanksgiving.
I told him he should join me on my live stream, and he was like, "No, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. No."
Here he is. Yeah, Jeff would never. Jeff would never. I mean, I shouldn't say never, but
It
unlikely.
would not be your first expectation of his personality to pop
Maybe
in.
if Jared agreed, then Jeff would be more likely to. I don't know.
Sure. But then I feel like it would have to be one of those scenarios where Jeff would be in the wings just waiting to see if Jared's face was on screen
Yes.
to
Yes.
like trust but verify.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Jennifer is saying happy Thanksgiving and please send a happy Thanksgiving to Amy as well. Yes. We miss
Absolutely.
Amy. But no news is good news, I think. When you know, go
Yeah,
off,
she's actually doing really well
yeah,
from the last time that I spoke with
just
her. She was doing great.
happy and being with kids and family,
Living
and
her best homeschool mom life.
that is a good thing.
Oh, for sure.
All right, let's see. Lots of happy Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
Um,
Frisa, thank you for the compliment on the curls. I'm still trying to figure out my hair, to be honest with you. I've had this since Halloween, like the hair style. And I'm like, okay, at some point it's going to get like 1.5 inches longer and then it'll start to do the things I want it to do the way I want it to do it. So I think if I give it about another month, it'll all kind of start to operate. And what's so silly about this is I actually had a dream last night. It was like right before I woke up so I could remember it. Where I was actively curling my hair and it was like about 4 inches longer. And I was just like going about curling my hair and I woke up and I realized, oh, that was a dream.
wow,
My
that is
hair was so
hilarious.
cute in my dream.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I woke up and I was like, this is not as long as I thought it was.
Yeah. All right. So Christy from Meeting Wellness is having a plethora of meats: turkey, picanha, pork shoulder. Oh my gosh. I'll be right there.
That sounds delightful.
It does sound really good.
I'm in.
Yeah, seriously. So I had some thoughts about
Oh,
something maybe
dear.
we could chat about. We're only 34 minutes in, so
It's about time to
anyways,
start a deep topic.
exactly. Let's do it. Okay, so I have been, like I told you, I've been exercising more. I am
She
not
works
one
out.
I am not one that likes to exercise, that thinks, "Oh, I would just really love to go for a run right now." Like, that is just not me. But I'm starting to recognize how doing something that I don't want to do actually is very beneficial.
Huh. How how fascinating is that?
Yeah. So, okay,
Discipline works.
yeah, but, like, not and it's not even like, "Oh, I'm getting the body of my dreams," because that's actually not happening, like like, I'm not losing like, I'm probably building muscle, but, like, no one can see it because there's a coating. But okay, so I was listening to, an interview with Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, who
Okay.
is, like, have you listened to her?
No, but I'm gonna have to have you send me stuff from her so that I can know
Yes.
where to start.
She
Is she
she is, like, an expert on protein, like, she's huge on and she's not anti low carb or anything, she doesn't eat low carb as far as I know. Yes?
can you say her name again? Gabrielle
Gabrielle Lyon, and
Lyon.
I think it's
Y-O-N?
Lyon, I think. She just came out with a book. Anyways, I just wanna say hi to Lynette.
Hi,
Lynette is
Lynette.
here. Um, okay, so she is huge on protein
Oh,
and
I
the
know who
importance
she
of
is for
protein.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
And I was listening to an interview with her, and I think I talked about it, a while back on here,
Mhm.
about the dopamine thing and about resetting dopamine.
Uh-huh.
And and I'm pretty sure it was her, it's been a while, but I'm pretty sure it was her saying that her number one way to reset dopamine is by pushing yourself beyond, what you wanna do, basically in exercise.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and it has been so fascinating to experience that and
Yeah.
experience like, just really pay attention to my mood, and
Yeah.
when I do exercise, like, I feel so much better. Like, not nec I mean, my body feels better, although I've been really sore 'cause I'm still getting used to it, but it's
You're like,
more
"I'm
like
climbing a stair."
mentally.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it's more mentally where I just feel after I'm done, I'm just so much more optimistic, I'm so much more patient, like, things don't bug me as much,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "I need this in my life." Like, it's
Yeah.
becoming I'm getting to the point where I'm like, it's kinda like a
Is it
supplement.
time?
Yeah, yeah, it's like a
Is
supplement. It's like, I have to keep taking this, like the effect is so amazing that I'm like, "I need to keep doing this."
Yeah.
I can't afford not to. Like, when I experience myself not with, that, and then I experience how I feel.
Do you hear that?
I hear a tapping, a stomping, maybe?
I feel it.
Okay. Is it someone above you?
I'm in the top floor.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's a squirrel? Squirrel in the
Feels like
attic?
it's under me. There's no attic above me.
Someone with a broom? You're being too loud.
I
Oh, it's Santa. Mike says it's Santa.
I know him.
The 8 tiny reindeer.
Okay,
Anyways,
so
anyways,
supplement, keep taking.
yes. And it's just been so eye-opening to me. So, I've been trying to train myself because I make decisions based on how I feel a lot of times, where I'm like,
True
"I
story.
should I should work out. I don't really feel like it." And
That's
I
right.
realize that I can't do that. I need to not do that and
Mhm.
recognize that I'm not gonna feel like it. And
Yeah.
so making a decision, based on that is never gonna work.
Yeah,
I
for
have to make
sure.
a decision to do it based on something else. And so I'm working through that.
You know what's interesting about those dopamine hits when you do something that you don't want to do. Now, Jared he would probably like affirm me in this being the reality. When I go through and deal with chores, or I feel like I don't want to clean the house or take care of certain things or deal with whatever project has to be dealt with, when I get done with it, I can't stop talking about, like,
Mm,
I am so proud of me. Look at
mhm,
what I get so much enjoyment out of finishing the task that I did not want to do, that I can't
mhm.
stop talking about it for like a full 24 hours. And it's way better than any other dopamine hit that you can get, say from like, like eating a piece of like keto chocolate, or being able to veg out on and watch a
Yes.
YouTube video without interruption or something like that. Like the dopamine hit that I get from actually being productive and being able to like feel like I've done something of value is
Mhm.
huge. And I need to do that with exercise.
Yes. This is a sign. Gotta
This
start.
is your not so subtle sign. Do it.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about that in relation to diet as well,
Okay. What are we
because
talking? You've already got so many things. Coffee was your most recent victim, and I don't know if we can take it.
Oh, well, I haven't made any like new decisions. I've just been thinking about it. Okay, because this is my history with diet is that I spent a lot of years like pushing my body to do things I didn't want to do, and it was not healthy. Um and I ended up getting to a place where I was like, I need to listen to my body and I
Mm-hmm.
need to work with my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so um I stopped like trying to really push myself to fast and do all these things where it was like uncomfortable, and I was doing it too, I don't know, to an extreme. And
Sure.
what I'm trying to figure out right now is the balance, because obviously we don't just say, I'm only going to listen to my body and do whatever I feel like when
Yeah.
it comes to dieting. But then at the same time, we don't want to go completely the other direction and say, I'm going to be so ultra strict and I'm not going to listen to my body at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so working towards trying to find that balance, like, because I feel like I kind of swung a little bit too far on the I'm just going to listen to my body. I'm not going to push myself.
Sure.
Does that make sense? And
It
it's not that
does.
it's not like I'm, eating donuts or anything and going through McDonald's drive-through, but like I've gotten my diet to the point where I can be super comfortable with a pretty healthy diet. Like my diet's
Yeah.
pretty healthy and it doesn't take a lot of effort for me. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting myself not to go buy the donuts. It's like this
Sure.
is just normal for me. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
wondering like the value in pushing myself in a more uncomfortable place than I am, and if there's benefit in that or not. And like where the balance would be there. And I kind of experienced it with the coffee where it's like, I'm going to push myself into this uncomfortable position of not having coffee when I feel like I need it every day. And then I came out on the other side. I'm like, I don't even need it. Like, this isn't even hard anymore. And it's like, what other things in my life are similar, where it would just take that initial uncomfortableness,
Mm-hmm.
and then it would open up some sort of freedom. Now,
Sure.
if I don't expect that that would happen if I tried to become vegan. Like, I'm gonna cut out all animal foods, and it's just gonna be uncomfortable for a little while, and then it'll be smooth sailing.
It'll
Like,
be
there are
uncomfortable
things
for a
that
little while, and then your teeth will fall out of your head.
exactly. Well, you're still uncomfortable because it doesn't become comfortable. So it's like, I don't think that that necessarily applies to everything.
Sure.
Um,
But finding those areas where it would be applicable.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
So
anyways, that's
I
all
feel like
in my head.
that thought kind of correlates a little bit with if we could scroll back through our messages, our chat, there was someone who asked about whether we go off plan. Oh, Sing It. She asked, do you girls go off plan for the holidays and get back on after, or try not to go completely off the rails? And I feel like your kind of thought process here sort of ties into that concept. And I would be curious to know, I mean, obviously, if y'all are not doing like a full-blown Thanksgiving meal tomorrow, then you're probably not going off the rails.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, whenever you get together and have kind of like a feast style meal. So I guess any kind of holiday meal, any kind of feast, whether that's like a birthday party or, you know, just an opportunity to celebrate family or, you know, a holiday specifically. Do you go off the rails? Do you moderate? Or do you completely abstain? Like, what is the approach that you go into it with?
Yeah.
And then what does reality look like after?
Right. Yeah. So I, for the last few years, I have pretty much moderated
Okay.
in those holiday situations. I don't feel like I am at the place where like one bite sends me off the rails and
Sure.
you know, like I'm out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I really only feel that way when I've been ultra restricting but before that. So I'm like
Sure.
under eating calories or just trying to be super narrow in my diet, then I get to
Mm-hmm.
the place where one bite sends me off the rails. But when I don't do that, when my regular diet is a little bit more varied, and I'm not talking about like eating lots of carbs or anything, it's still very low carb, but just having a little bit of variety, I'm
Yeah.
just not in the place where that bite sends me off the rails. So I feel more comfortable saying I can moderate. Like I'll eat a spoonful of mashed potatoes. I'll eat Brussels sprouts. I mean, that's pretty keto, but
Brussels sprouts are just a non-negotiable for me. They have to
good.
be eaten.
So good. But I do have some things that are not even an option, and that is like wheat products.
Gluten.
Yeah. And that cuts out a lot of junk. Like, I'm not gonna eat the apple
Yeah,
pie. I'm not gonna eat, you know, the rolls. That's not
for
something that
sure.
I even
Yeah.
think to pick up and consume because it is just not worth it. So then, you know, then that, and so I don't eat the stuffing. So that leaves me, you know, turkey, some mashed potatoes, some salad, some vegetables, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe some kind of a dessert that doesn't have gluten in it, you know,
Right.
and that, I mean, I think that's pretty moderate for a holiday meal. And that works for
Agreed.
me. And that works for me
Yeah.
because of where I'm at. It wouldn't have worked for me in all other times in my life. But for right now, that works for me. Yeah. What about you?
Very good. So for me, I don't feel drawn to like the dressing or stuffing if it's actually cooked in a bird because there is a
Yes.
difference. Or like sweet potato casserole if it does not have the marshmallows on it. I can be tempted by that just because like in my brain I'm like sweet potatoes are a natural
Mhm.
food. They're so like like delicious but also like a whole food type thing. So I can be swayed if it's like not sweet potato casserole,
Mm.
but maybe
Yes.
if it's like roasted sweet potatoes
Mhm.
or it's like a simplistic like dressed down version of a keto or a sweet potato casserole
Mhm.
where it's still like not sugar on top of marshmallows that have been flambéed. So I can be kind of tempted a little bit by those or by something like um, cream cheese stuffed dates that are wrapped in bacon.
Mm.
Like I do not have the ability to control myself with those or like other things that are definitely not like carb like focused. I mean, obviously dates are very carby.
Mhm.
But the like the mashed potatoes, it's not a draw.
Mhm.
Dressing is not a draw. Mac and cheese, never a draw. Like a lot of those like savory, heavy carb dishes,
Mhm.
I'm like, I could really not care less if they existed or did not exist. I'm like, whatever. But the dessert aspect does get me.
Okay.
And so we are I made my own like keto friendly dessert that also will suffice for those who are gluten free. And it's actually one of those no bake ones. So it's also egg free, which I just learned is a no go for some of the people attending tomorrow. So it's like a multi-purpose dessert option for anybody who feels like they must have something sweet. And so like I've got an option there. But I told my mom when we're going to my parents' house in Texas for Christmas time for a little visit, and I told her, Mom, I might be persuaded to eat some of your truffles, like if you made your truffles, but only for like that one meal. And
Yeah.
and it's not going to be like me going off the rails, like 2 or 3 truffles, not like the entire time that we're there, not for that one full day. It's like for this one meal I'm willing to eat my aunt's bacon wrapped dates if that's what she chooses to bring, and those truffles. Beyond that, it's going to be like we're refocused, we're having like just like sauteed green beans and whatever meat my parents decide to make, or things that are very, very friendly to at the very like broadest sense of the term, a low carb lifestyle.
Yes.
And I'm making that active choice. I am an extremist, so my fear is that by doing this, I'm going to send myself off the rails. But also, exercising that disciplinary muscle, and then maybe the next morning waking up and feeling like I did it. I actually accomplished the goal. Like I'm wondering what kind of longevity that dopamine rush will have. Based on the fact that I get those rushes whenever I accomplish the hard things. So
yeah, well,
okay, I've talked a lot.
It would be interesting if you accomplish the hard thing and then the next morning you're like, man, I really wish I had eaten all those things that I said no to. Like that just doesn't seem likely.
No. And I think that also like the number of years that I've been eating in this kind of a keto friendly way, it feels like exercise. Like those muscles get stronger every little bit of resistance that you work through every time. And at this point in the game, it's like if you started out lifting like 2-pound dumbbells to do bicep curls, and then you worked your way up to 20-pound dumbbells doing bicep curls, and you went all the way back to like 3 pounds, you'd say, well, what even is this? I'm just like flopping around here. It doesn't even matter because it's nothing to me. It takes no effort whatsoever. And I feel like that's sort of the way I am when it comes to this way of eating, is that I've done it for so long that I'm just like, it's my baseline. I don't even have to consider it because that's just where I'd like fall back into place.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So this is a question from I'm winning.
Winning.
About the prime protein, asking if it can be mixed with water. So it doesn't really have fat in it. There's like maybe a little bit from the cocoa powder, but it doesn't have fat. So if you just took the protein with the water, it probably wouldn't taste fantastic. It wouldn't be terrible, but it needs a little bit of fat to make it a drink. And you'd have to use an immersion blender or a frother probably, or really whisk it up in cold water. What I have done is make a hot chocolate out of it. So you can do that with whatever fat you want, either butter or cream, or I've done it with MCT oil powder. And then you just put hot water in that, and it blends a little bit easier with the hot water, and it makes a really good hot chocolate. So yeah, that's my recommendation. If you're just going to drink it like a drink, add a little bit of fat to it and make sure you blend it well, and it'll be great.
What's kind of interesting about that conversation? I was trying to listen to Chris and Miriam's live stream replay from last night, where Chris kind of took a few minutes to explain the whole concept of like how the protein molecules are encapsulated, and like the chocolate core is able to mix better in the warm water than say like the strawberry or the vanilla, because the cocoa itself has it's hydrophobic because it's got fat to it, and the way that it's like, I don't know, formulated, the beef protein isolate does better whenever it has that fat and the warmth of the water to be able to blend properly.
Yes.
So given the fact that Equip is also a beef protein instead of a milk protein,
Mhm.
it makes sense that it would work out better with a warm water setup
Yes.
and with fat.
Yeah, for sure. Mike is asking about, keto chow in coffee. I saw someone talking about putting a scoop of keto chow in their
Delicious.
coffee. Mind blown. Is that a thing? Yeah, there's
Oh, it's absolutely a
lots of
thing.
people use keto chow either, like, as a creamer, like, mix up a keto chow maybe with extra fat and then keep it in your fridge and use that as a creamer in your coffee. Um,
Hmm.
and then or you can just, like, mix the powder in. You probably wanna use an immersion blender, and you can do, as a whole scoop in I mean, it'd have to be a pretty large cup of coffee, um,
Yeah.
or it's gonna be like pudding. Um,
Oh, for
but,
sure.
just a spoonful, and it would cream up the coffee really well. I, um, I haven't really done that just because I don't usually drink sweet coffee. So,
Well, you don't drink coffee anymore at
I
all.
just don't drink coffee anymore. Yeah, so, but I'm saying back in my coffee days, I didn't do it just
Back in my coffee era.
yeah, exactly. I did
um,
not use the keto chow just because it's sweet, but lots of people love it.
yeah, you can use the unflavored or unsweetened versions if you so
That's
desire.
true.
I
The core
actually,
versions.
hmm I have a video coming out tomorrow, and interested in the whole creamer concept using the keto chow. You might want to subscribe and hit the little bell so you can see tomorrow's video.
Yes. Everyone go subscribe and hit the bell.
But yeah, a full scoop of keto chow would, man, you would be chewing through the coffee, and not because it was so strong that grounds made its way through.
Lynette says that her friend Shauna does a whole scoop of caramel macchiato in her morning coffee with some added whip. I bet it would be
Oh man,
like
coffee pudding.
caramel coffee pudding with whipped cream. Like that sounds so good. Like that's amazing. I like coffee flavor in desserts and those can be sweetened.
Yeah,
Um So, like, that sounds really good to me. It would be really I haven't made a caramel macchiato pudding before, but that would be really good.
that does sound ver delicious. I
Yeah,
also like keto chow as steamers, where it's just like
yes,
keto chow hot instead of hot chocolate. It's
yes.
amazing. And I
Yeah.
only use about a quarter of a serving to make one steamer, just because it's,
Oh, okay.
like 12 ounces or so. And man, is it delicious.
It's so good.
Kind of
Yeah,
fills a
and then
full blender bottle with
oh,
coffee.
yeah, that sounds about right. I was gonna say the Equip is coming out with that iced coffee flavor, and I'm pretty
Uh-huh.
sure it's sweetened. I haven't looked
Okay.
at the ingredients, but I was assuming because all of their other ones are the flavored ones are sweetened.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking forward to experimenting with that in different things. Because like a coffee cheesecake would be really good.
Oh, yes.
Just mixed in my yogurt would be really good, I think. So, but I'm excited to try it. It should be coming pretty soon.
Like
Let's
and subscribe.
exactly. Ring that little bell. And so I never say that in any of my videos.
I've
Never.
gotten to the point where I'm just like, I would say it sometimes, and I think I may have said it in or in tomorrow's video, but I'm like, it feels so foreign because I don't do it every single time, and it's just like,
Yeah.
this it feels weird, and I don't know if I should do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, I made a video, it was some Instant Pot video, and I said something about, "Don't forget to subscribe," and afterwards, I was like, "That was
That was
so
weird.
weird," and I think, like, that's the only video I ever said it in. Oh,
Yep.
it's so funny.
It's kind of like the waves. They come in and they go, and they come in and they go, and you're like, that one just didn't fit.
Oh, Michelle is saying, "I really leverage being a picky eater, and that's helped, me easily say no to stuff." That's
Smart,
great.
Michelle. But also, Rachel touts how much of a moderator you are. Like the fact that you can eat just a small amount of something and then say, I'm all done. Like,
Mm,
I longed for the day when I could actually do that.
yeah, yeah. It is a like a skill or
Yeah,
maybe because some people naturally can do it, and then other people
sure.
really have to work at it.
Right. Like for Michelle, it's probably those 3-pound dumbbells. It's like nothing. But to me, it probably feels like a 45-pound dumbbell after I've only
Right.
like worked my way up to 20.
Right, okay, and so this is swinging back to the doing things that make you uncomfortable. It's like
Yeah.
you don't get to the point of it being comfortable until you've gone through it being uncomfortable.
Kind of like easy as earned.
Exactly. That's exactly where my mind was going. Yep, yep. But then just like anything, there are certain people who just naturally have an easier time with certain things, whether it
Yeah,
be, being a moderator or just having a body that responds to exercise really well or like
for
craves
sure.
exercise, like there's some people that like love running. What is that? It's like a different species from me.
If we are running from zombies, I'm not going to run. I'm going to turn around and punch them in the face.
There you go. You're a fighter rather than a runner.
That's right. I'd rather wrestle it out.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, here's a yam recipe for all the moderators. I bake the yams, take the skin off, and add butter. Eat them this way, it doesn't cause any cravings for me. Okay. So don't add the marshmallows then. That's what you're saying. The key is no marshmallows. I love yams, sweet potatoes. Like to me, they're like candy,
They
even
so
just with
much are.
bread, like just with butter and salt. Oh my
Well,
gosh,
for
so good.
me, I love them roasted, but you got
Yes.
to roast them with like salt and pepper, but then add
Mhm.
cinnamon to that mix. And it's just that is amazingness right there. A little bit of
Mhm.
avocado oil, like it's perfection, honestly.
Yes.
And I will eat probably 4 sweet potatoes worth of those just
Yes.
from like picking off of the like cookie sheet when they're being roasted
Yes.
because I'm like, well, we just got to test them a little bit.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure they're
Yeah.
done. Oh, but that one's not. Oh, but that one is burnt. Nobody likes the burnt ones but me.
And your body is like, "We found some sweet potatoes. Let's, get as many as we can for winter."
We
Yeah.
need all the sweet potatoes, all of them,
Yes.
every
Yes.
last
Oh,
one of them.
we were out to dinner or out to lunch the other day, and I ordered a salad, and it had butternut squash, roasted butternut squash on it that had a bunch of cinnamon, like a lot of cinnamon on it. It was so good, and
Yeah.
then there was goat cheese and hazelnuts, and I think some
Ooh.
apple. And yeah, so
Okay.
that was my big splurge when we went out, is to have some butternut squash and some apple slices on my salad, with chicken and stuff. Yeah,
Oh my
I mean, I
goodness.
I know I will give up my keto card. Yeah, but it was
But
so
you
good.
still hold to that low carb
Yeah, that's
because
low carb.
that totally falls within if it fits your macros. That's all that matters.
My macros
It
might not
also
be
fit my
my
face.
macros. Yeah, exactly. It was delicious. Very delicious. All right. Mike says he's subscribed to you. And yep,
Yay. Thanks, Mike.
watch for that video. All right, we are over an hour here. I'm just scanning
We
through to see
are.
if there's anything else that we need to address real quick. Okay, Ron's asking who likes green bean casserole. I do.
You can have mine.
I know it's a very divisive thing where
Yeah.
some people
I'm
love
not
it, some
gonna
people hate it.
Yeah, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I would personally just rather have green beans that were like sauteed in bacon fat with chunks of bacon on top, lots of salt. Like that to me, I would prefer that.
Yeah. Lynette is making green bean casserole. There
Keto
was a
style.
Yes. There's a recipe, and I need to look and see if I have a video on it. I feel like I do from a long time ago. It was green beans and bacon and some coconut milk or cream and Parmesan cheese. Like that seems like it
Yum.
was it was really good. And so it's different than like the cream of mushroom casserole
Sure.
thing, but
Yeah.
similar. Like you could take that to Thanksgiving and it would be really good. And it's totally keto.
Well, and I think that out there on the YouTubes and on Pinterest, you can literally make your own entire Thanksgiving meal 100% keto. There's so many people who've done that. I mean, maybe 6 years or so ago, I've got a video on my channel of a keto style dressing that basically
Mhm.
took my grandmother's or her dressing and turned it ketoified. And so it's
Yep.
like literally everybody and their mother has done some form of the keto Thanksgiving. And I find that the older I get, the less I'm interested in always replacing everything. But sometimes I want to replace things. Like
Yeah.
sometimes, like it's worth the effort on this thing. So, like the
Yes.
cheesecake that I've got in the fridge chilling, that's worth it. But
Yes.
having to recreate, like, we're having mac and cheese tomorrow, recreating mac and cheese, I'm okay.
No.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this goes back to what we talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago about we try all of these, like, replacement foods
Mm-hmm.
because, we're new to the keto diet and we feel like we need to just replace everything, and then the longer you go on, you find out which of those replacements have value in and of themselves,
Right.
and which ones only have value because they kind of remind you of that other thing. And it's only the
Sure.
ones that really have value in and of themselves that stick for me.
Yeah.
Um, it
Well, and I,
genuinely does taste good, even though not because it's
regardless of
like something
label,
else. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I do
So,
feel like
and
I ebb and
cheesecake is one of
flow.
those. Cheesecake is
Cheesecake.
one of those that, I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
just inherently has value.
for sure, for sure. I
Yeah,
do think that I kind of ebb and flow. Like at some points in like at certain seasons, I'm like, I really want to recreate all the things in a keto way, and then other seasons, I'm like, nah, I'm good. And it's
yeah,
okay to
same.
like come back around those cycles and say,
Yep,
I'm kind of back into the whole like I would really like to recreate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with egg bread.
yeah,
Yay, cool, not
yeah,
a problem. But then other seasons, I'm like, I haven't baked egg bread in like 6 months. So
yeah.
what's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, "And I don't even miss it." Like, it's not like you're sitting there pining for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No,
Like,
but if I do, I know that I'm capable of creating something
yeah,
that's not going to send me off the rails the way that
exactly.
a classic PB&J would.
Yes. Okay, we should hop off of here,
Yeah, my
get back
battery is like
to
flashing out.
families. Oh, okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah. Happy
For,
Thanksgiving,
those in the
America.
US that do celebrate that kind of thing. Hope
Yeah.
it's wonderful, and we will be back same time, same place next
Next
week.
week.
Well,
Yay.
you'll be in a different place, but it'll still be the same place.
It'll still be here on the internets.
It'll be on the internet. All right.
Always on the internets.
Yes.